I guess I'll play some Diablo. I don't know I don't know if Davy fell asleep or not. We'll see. If he hops on, he hops on. Then I'll just switch characters. I'm really busy, actually. I've taken care of a lot of things during the week prior to and up, after I moved. Especially with the driver's license stuff. Moving. Move to do. State IDDL check mark. I think all that really is now is just like general and gaming accounts. I just need to update those, like personal accounts and like game accounts. That's it. And with the new addresses, but I think the more important stuff was like the governmental stuff, voter registration, Secretary of State, your, with the DMV state ID or driver's license, and then USPS, obviously. So those are the main three, and then obviously your bank, and then what are your employers, and then your bills. So it's all that stuff you got to take care of when you move. Moving is always stressful, but there's ways to mitigate that stress. Is do things over time, break it down. Every week you do 3 different things, and that's how I handled it. I know it always sucks to have to move around, but apartment, rent changes, leases ends, lifestyle changes and stuff like that. For now, the goal is to just save, I guess, slow it down, save, and just try to find something to do, I guess. I'm thinking of putting out, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the YouTube stuff, because there's so much D4 content out there, and I'll have to figure out ways that I can do things differently without making it too convoluted or making it too clickbaity. I just want it to be nice, simple, and easy to understand. And for me, I draw inspiration from there's a guy named Engineering Eternity from Path of Exile, and he does it so well. And I wish he did videos for D4, because I would absolutely share that with people, because he breaks it down into very, really detailed and really meaningful videos. And I think his philosophy of how to build a character, although it's from a different game, just the basic philosophy behind it can probably help new players, as they're making their way through Diablo. Can I technically go here? Yeah, I haven't seen any new content from him in a long time. I'm pretty sure he's busy. Moved on with his career, doing some cool engineering stuff or working for some company. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the guy, but he does really good videos. And I would, if anyone jumps into PoE, I'd highly recommend his channel. And also Matos and Ziz, because they are, their builds actually work, and they go into detail about why they choose certain things or do certain things or build a certain way. And Crip here, Crip is also really good too. But I kind of want to do something in the, with the knowledge ability of, how do you say? like engineering's expertise
I'm not ready yet.
or EE's expertise in a unique way. Because everyone's gonna have, you know, a different way of sort of laying out their videos, and I wanted to try something really good for like beginners, something easy to understand without, you know, stressing new players out.
I'm low on energy.
I think generally engineering internet does it pretty well, so I don't want to imitate his success. I would want to draw inspiration from and sort of, you know, make my own style. But I don't have the Photoshop experience nor the Adobe After Effects
I'm not ready yet.
experience as he does. So it takes time to learn, and also I have to actually learn the game myself, right? Because this Diablo is a very new game to me too, relatively new. Because I don't have D2 experience, barely. I've only played for like a few hours. D3 I barely have experience at. You know, 1 hour is not enough to be any expert in anything whatsoever. PoE I have more experience, but I wouldn't consider myself an expert. Because the game is so complex that I'm still learning,
Out of energy.
to be honest. You know, and I'm sitting at like 2,400 hours on it, and I still feel like I'm a beginner to the game. That's how difficult that game is. But hey, look, if you hit 100 in Diablo, and you know, kind of like want to try something different, try PoE. It's not, you know, it's not exactly the same type of game. They're both RPGs. They both have similar elements: looting, building, crafting. But you'll see where they divide once you get to endgame stuff. PoE has a really deep endgame, but the learning curve is deep, like really. So
I'm not ready yet.
you know,
Need more energy.
leave enough room for some cake. You know, like, yeah, like you go to like a party, right? And then you have like their dinner. Just leave yourself enough room to try something different. Personally for me, it's not a bad game at all. It's just that it has lots of flaws. And you know, the only reason why I take a break from one game to the other is because another game came out and that caught my interest at the time, right? It was the same way with League. It's like, you know, I'm feeling like COD right now, so you know, not really aiming to do anything with that. I thought, you know, funny thing is I thought I was the only one that was kind of sick with coffee and stuff and allergies, but turns out other people are too. I thought it was only because it's been raining quite a lot and it's been hot, getting cold and hot, and it's just you know, the weather has been kind of wacky. And I've had this cough for like almost a
Time to
month.
do that. I need more energy.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the day, I took the glance at Rodijo's tree, right? But my tree is different from his,
I'm not ready yet.
and my build is different from his. But you know, they're both twisted. You know, obviously Rogue and Twisting Blades,
I'm
but
not ready yet.
mine's is more based on poison than based on it's not based entirely on crit. Crit is good for the build, but
I need more time.
it doesn't
I need more energy.
go out of my way to get crit, right? If you get, you know, if you're having to get crit, nice, but the goal is to try and stack as much poison damage as possible. And obviously, you know, if you got extra room, squeeze in some crit. Hey, what up? It's Peoples. Just because, I mean, when I play PoE, I what's it called, assassin, shadow, I tend to build him like I would with an assassin, right? I would go damage over time, poison, bleed. You can go crit. Anything with like, you know, something that causes status ailment,
They were trying to flee.
impairment, you know, CC, mobility.
You can kill them, but you cannot.
Did I walk into a stronghold? I'm pretty sure I can do it. If I had to guess, my character has died at least 30 times or more
I need more time.
because of mostly errors, I guess.
I don't have enough energy. I need more time.
Well, I guess I am doing the stronghold then.
Worms! They begged for my power! I made them strong!
I can tell you something about this build is it melts. It treads and melts. Now, it doesn't melt. I mean, it doesn't tread as hard as it melts, but it melts. I mean, it treads there, here, and there, but mostly for it melts.
Energy.
If I wanted it to melt, I'm gonna add more
not ready yet.
damage and more into crit, more into overpower. But I did have to give up some nodes on the tree to get more poison in.
I need more time.
I'm actually liking Valorant. It's not bad. I mean, I never had an issue with it in the first place. I just
I'm not ready yet.
you know.
I need more time. I need more time.
I like that double dash. Really nice.
I need more time.
They were weak before me, dying! Now, they shall feast on your bones!
I need more time.
Let's get over there. I was just gonna pass by this area. I didn't really intend to
I'm not ready yet.
actually fight the stronghold here, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna be doing it now. I don't know. I walked into trouble. I might as well, you know, finish where I leave off, or finish the fight.
I'm not ready yet.
You know what's surprising? Alright, they're 2 levels over me, so I'm not exactly over leveled. I'm under leveled. But I am doing a-okay. It's just a matter of me misplaying.
I'm not ready yet.
They got the little guys here.
Don't have enough energy. I need more time.
Yeah, I did blade shift. I'm doing invigorating strike. You can, and I do recommend doing puncture, which is the throwing knives. If you run rogue, that's probably the best one. It offers vulnerability and, you know, energy recovery. and you know, distance, obviously, ranged attacks. But
Any more time?
I want this to be true to the Viper Strike build, or Viper. Technically, this is like a Viper Spectral build, Viper Strike Spectral build. Flurry in this game is like Flurry.
I'm not
Actually,
ready yet.
it functions more like EK than anything. So if you play Flurry, they do have a sort of 360,
I'm not ready.
converts it from like a cone to a 360 hit, and it plays very similarly to EK Nova. So that's my next build, potentially.
I'm not ready yet.
And then you got your other stuff like Barrage. What's the other two? I think one is like, you know, Piercing Arrow or whatever, and then the other one is the I should know this from the top of my head. It is Penetrating Shot, Rapid Fire, and Barrage. Rapid Fire and Barrage are so similar to each other. It was no point of having two of the same abilities. The same way I feel about Blade Shift and Invigorating Strike. There was literally no difference. They could have changed the animation and made it a lot better, but they didn't, so kind of disappointing in that aspect. I'm hoping that the new, you know, assassin type class is more focused on melee.
I need time to do that.
At least I hope.
I need more time.
Yeah, you see, look at his health. As I said, I'm under his level by 2 points. And his
I need more time.
health is just melting away.
You will never harm another soul.
There it is. Chris's, rings, pots. Alright, gotta tap on this thing. That way, hopefully, it opens up a waypoint. I regret drinking soda late at night. Heartburn. You know, kept me awake because of the caffeine. And I'm really surprised that I actually managed to wake up at 9:30 after sleeping at like 3. Cool. This place has a smith, and they don't have a storage place, but you know, it's really whatever. All right. Chance to execute injured non-elites. Damage over time. So if you're like in X2 and you have legendaries already, all the rares, almost all of them, I'd say like a good 95% of them are not worth looking at. If you're in X3 and above, probably you can take a look, but the way I see it is, hey, if you drop a rare when you're also dropping legendaries, the rare, if you take a look at it, it has the 3 suffixes at the bottom. If it doesn't have 4, just salvage it or sell it. There's no point of trying to work with it because it's not worth crafting with. You want something that has at least 4 stats to it, and obviously something with a better, you know, damage per second. Or like, say for example, this dagger, you want something at the top where it says 328 to 492 damage per hit. If you're looking to craft rares into legendaries, you want to make sure that the base damage is good. You know, the item power is good, and then the damage per hit is good, and then, you know, all the prefixes, attack per second, damage to close enemies, has better numbers. Suffixes, if it's 3, just scrap it, salvage it. if it's 4 and it has better stats than your your current legendary that you have on hand, certainly consider looking at it, because you can convert that into a legendary yourself. But don't go out your way with rares, right? It's not worth the currency. 19.6. Oof. Yes. I'm looking to remove this ring. 608 on power. Damage to close, damage to frozen, crowd control. Marksman skill. I really don't need that. 2 of these stats I don't need. Cold damage and frozen enemies. Although it has better resistances than this ring, I do need the bursting venoms affix. I mean the aspect. So yeah, I have to put that away, I guess. What's this? All right, 606. It's much better than my current gear. Shed enemies poisoned by poison beam. Damage with skills that swap to new weapons. Damage with dual wielded weapons. Damage reduction, cold resistance. The stats are not that much better, but it has better armor, and I need better armor, so kind of had to, just go with it. Let me head back, and then put away the ring. Upgrade the chest piece. I was kind of in due for a better chest piece anyways. I think right now just the armor itself is what I need, despite the
I'm not ready yet.
crappy affixes. But I'm not too worried about that right now, because my character is not exactly
I'm not ready
in the end game, right? So, for example, in PoE, it's 10x, and if you're just in like X4, whatever you do with your game really doesn't matter that much at all.
I need more time.
Because it's gonna be replaced, and you don't want to be burning through materials and currency to craft lower level gear. You kind of want to just get by with what you got. It's kind of the lesson learned. Find Zakurin's trail marker, and Goten's Reach. Search for little Tuya. Did I miss somebody? No, that's not her. Down here, maybe? There. That's not her, is it? Down here? Where does it go? I mean, where else can the person be? I'm thinking it's a little corner over here. No? What the fuck?
I need more time.
Alright, I'm just kind of better off just moving on to the main quest. Coming back for this later.
I need more time. I need time to do that.
There's no way. Hold up. Little Tuya. Search for little Tuya. Person, place, or thing. certainly not in the circle if I see. My eyes are peeled, right? Is it here?
The cannibals took 12 more of us this week. But Elder Daven has finally gone to the mines. He will free the ancient spirit, and we will claim its power. No one
Like I know I'm like
can
half asleep, but
again.
what the fuck? And that's a huge rat, by the way. Wow. Oh, these guys have long arms. Jesus. Am I slow? Am I missing something? Am I supposed to do like a dance or a moat? What the here? Maybe? Oh. Down here? Oh. God damn it. Yeah, I was just an idiot. That's really what it was. I passed by there twice. Head back. Yeah, I was actually gonna I was gonna just knock out, but I was like, it might be a little bit early. Because if I wake back up at midnight, then I'm gonna be awake all night. So I'll, stream for a little bit. Probably like till 10:30 or so. Pretty sure Davi knocked out already. Because he woke up fairly early too. And both stayed up pretty late. Yeah, I do work tomorrow. I didn't call off. Well, I didn't not call off. I didn't plan to take off tomorrow. I do have time off. It's just that I haven't really planned on what to do with him. And I think like usually I reserve like 3 or 4 days for emergencies or medicals or sick days. So that leaves 10 days of actual PTO. And I don't want to burn through them right before I mean last year I pretty much burned through all of it, and they granted me 3 additional days. So I don't want to go through them again. I want to be able within my allotment. Okay, 606. First of all, what kind of resistance do I need? Wait, oh wow. I forgot. Fire, cold, lightning, poison, shadow. Probably want shadow resistance. Let's go over here and grab a gem. I think this is cold resistance. I can't remember what color shadow is. Probably purple. No, purple is lightning. Oh, it is. No, it's not. Oh, you have to put on a jewel. Okay. Code. Alright, I'll probably put like a red on there. Red. That grants max life, and then Barrier generation, max life, thorns. Probably damage reduction makes sense. Alright, let's put that away. What's my resistance is looking like now? And this one is poison resistance. And this one is cold resistance. Okay. If only I can get a ring with a socket, I'd add purple for shadow res. Can I upgrade my pots? Probably not until 60. Yeah, I was right. I guess I'll salvage this gear and move on to the campaign quest, I guess. Yeah, currently my YouTube videos are just... It's not like full... It's not like I spent so much time editing it. It's just that I trimmed it. Trimmed and cut. That's it. Trim, cut. Equalize the volume. That's it. And render it. No. It's just trimmed and cut. That's it. Just record. Trim the ends, the beginning and end, so that you know the irrelevant stuff is removed, and that's it. Other than that, I hardly did any sort of editing to it, or any overlays or anything. It's just simply just me talking. I think maybe later on I'm thinking of learning how to use After Effects or Resolve to actually add text in and visual aid. But I the time will be there when I can do that. Oh yeah, I'm struggling.
I'm not ready yet.
Because it's kind of hard to picture things with just formulas and words, right? You can't really expect people to visualize it. But you can somehow
I need more time.
make things make sense, like with graphs or with examples, and yeah, simplify concepts that are normally hard to grasp. That's later on though, because it takes time for me to learn it myself in order to teach it, right?
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, I might as well head down there since you have a necro.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, I might as well do it since I have the necro guy here with me. Probably help me with this event.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool seeing all these different little things opening up. It's just that I wish I had better. As long as it's not the keep alive or escort NPC ones. Those are absolutely annoying.
I'm not ready yet. I need more time.
Yeah, if you have an itch for FPS games, I'd just try BattleBit.
I'm not ready
Like,
yet.
everyone knows that it has shitty graphics. The same way Minecraft or Roblox or Unturned has shitty graphics. But what matters is game mechanics, gameplay, shooting mechanics. And Minecraft is, you know, crafting, surviving mechanics, building, you know, just those games prove that you don't have to have a realistic looking game to have fun. And that's what BattleBit did. They proved that you can have a solid FPS game where you can have 32 versus 32, 64 versus 64, 128 versus 128 players,
I'm not
and
ready yet.
still be able to run the servers just fine while making a really solid mechanic. They proved that.
I need more time.
So not only that, they proved it to AAA's developers' face that, hey,
I'm not ready yet.
this is how out of touch your AAA games are. I can, three guys can whip out a game that plays way better than your AAA, and something is wrong with them. What these AAA studios are churning out, or studios that are backed by large companies. And that's how I personally felt about the FPS scene. It's something chronically wrong, where the only competition or the only thing worth playing right now is probably Modern Warfare 2, but even that gets boring. I mean, you do have your other niche games like Insurgency, Squad, and stuff, but other than that, you don't really have anything that's worthwhile. I mean, there's gonna be Valorant and CSGO and stuff, but everything just feels like not interesting to me. Whereas
Hope this helps.
I think BattleBit kind of revived that love that the people from the Battlefield community were hoping for, for a good FPS shooter. And passion, Developers are passionate about making a great game. Like, once you get over the graphics, you'll understand.
Not in town.
I'll probably do a little bit more of that in the coming week or so. Level up some
I need more
Like-
time.
BattleBit unlock. We're gonna see how it goes. Obviously, it is very oversimplified, and the system is meant to be
I need more time.
user friendly. So I don't have any complaints on it. Can't be. What the fuck?
I need more time.
I can't reach him.
I need time to do that.
I hate the fog in this game because it makes you think that, hey, that area you can go across to the next zone, but you can't. When you zoom out, no, when you're in this waypoint here and you look towards here, this will fog up like that, and then when you get up close, turns out it's a loop. What the fuck?
I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I need time to do that.
gonna go around. There's a lot of areas where I feel like too many dead ends that forces you a long way around, and it's kind of irritating. Or too many like zones where like, you know, there's nothing useful there. Fucking A.
I need more time.
Alright, how the hell do I get there? Can't go there. If I had to go. I'm thinking like here. Alright, I'll collect these side quests on the way there.
I need more time.
Yeah, personally I think that with Diablo's announcements, they should not reset the side quest, but instead make new side quests. That way you don't feel like you're repeating the same thing. That kind of sucks. But if you think about it this way, PoE, Diablo 2, when the new season starts,
I'm not ready yet.
everything is clean. It's a clean start. Everything's as though it's brand new. Like PoE is you're running through the campaign. All the side quests are as though you never played them. There's no option to skip campaign or side quests. So if coming from PoE, it shouldn't really matter, but I'd say it's annoying for everyone in general.
I need more time.
Music is PG and music, and then it's Gizzy's Ghibli Adventure. Unfortunate name, but it's pronounced Gizzy. Okay? Get your head out the gutter. Okay, let me just put PoE music in the background. I need to download fucking I had to buy it though. Guild Wars has music, but you have to pay for it. Unless I just buy an album from Hans Zimmer, which is his music is always, it works for me.
I'm not ready yet.
Or Jeremy Soule, I don't know. They're both really good. But I think Jeremy Soule is more like modern day neoclassical. Whereas Jeremy Soule is more like, I think like Skyrim, medieval. But maybe he has really good range, and he has modern orchestral music. I don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of good composers out there.
We're so close. That's it.
I'll come back for that side quest. Oh, PoE, the composer is Camille Orman Janowski. I'll update that on my audio credits on the bottom left. The division is Ola Strand. I can't remember what the Battlefield guys were. I thought it was Stefan Strandberg, but he was just like the lead. I don't know if he's exactly the composer or music artist or a producer. I just know he was one of the like upper management sort of guy. Stefan Strandberg. But I think the actual composers were people with like European name. I can't remember. I'll figure it out. My old Cerebrum YouTube account had all of those followed or subscribed. All of those composers I can think of for music. But yeah, I nuked my YouTube channel because the verification was buggy, and so I had to redo my YouTube channel. Yeah, the reason what happened was that early on when I created my YouTube account, it gave you the option to create a YouTube page under a username. But I didn't realize that I was using YouTube under my Gmail account rather than creating a separate YouTube account. So when it comes like fast forward like a couple years and I'm trying to log into Restream, it had issues doing the phone verification. So I had to delete the YouTube page, create a new one, do the proper, verification, re-upload all the videos that I had on the old one, and I spent some time to add new stuff too. That took me quite a while.
I need more time.
But
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I'm glad I got that fixed. I guess I don't have to deal with that anymore.
I'm not ready yet.
Cause you have to go to like numerous verification to even like live stream on YouTube. You can't just create a page and just live stream off the bat. I think there's like also a 24-hour waiting period too. But now the stun is done. So we get how the oh my god. I'm gonna walk to the right. Yeah, it's been raining the last 3 days. It's just been brutal.
I'm sorry, Sorga.
As much as I love the spring weather, and naturally spring rains a lot,
My boy.
I do get sick pretty often. Like at my apartment, if it got too hot, my only thing I can do is open my window. Because I put away my AC pretty early. Because when summer hit, no, it was fall when I put it away.
Of course he did.
And then I never put it back in the window during summer because I, was gonna move anyways. So I was like, I'm not gonna take it out. I just had to deal with the heat. And lordy, it gets pretty hot. If I were to say it was like 70 degrees outside and I closed my windows, the apartment would rise up to 1 degrees fairly quickly. So I had to open the window, put on 2 fans, 2 box fans, and then to just
Can't do that here.
manage, deal with it, I guess. That was temporary though. That was during the summer prior to moving. Okay, so now finally I can make my way here. Is there a town on the way there?
Not in town.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed with the Barbarian. They put the class quest all the way up here in Dry Steps. And you start off in Kyovashot and you don't have a horse. So you gotta walk your ass all the way from the right side of the map to the left side. It would make sense if they, you know, teleport you there somehow, or I don't know, start you there. But yeah, like what the fuck. The rogue started off in Fractured Peaks in Kyovashad.
I need more time.
That blew my mind. I'm like, why would you, you know, you start every single character off in Kyovashad area or Fractured Peak,
I'm not ready.
and you gave them class quests. Why not put the class quests in the area that, or in the same region that you spawned them in? Like, especially if it, you know, you had to unlock specializations to even get your character leveling. Like, why put such a huge barrier on one character class? So I was like, what the fuck? Why would you do that to the barbarian? And it's, you know, it's not only just a matter of like
I'm not ready yet.
having to go all the way up. I mean, that's one of the inconveniences. You had to go all the way up there. Like, you don't have a horse when you start off. If you start out with barbarian, you're kind of fucked. You have to go all the way up here to do it, or you're somewhere around here to do the quest.
I need more time.
Not only is it far, you don't have a horse. You might be under geared as well. It's either you skip whatever campaign quest to go all the way over there to do it and come back, or you get through the campaign, you know, Act 1s all the way to 2, make your way around to, you know, the next Act 2 quest here, or Act 3. Yeah, you make your way to Act 3. Why would you put a fucking class quest near Act 3 zones?
I need more time.
Like, how fucking short-sighted is that? God damn it, Blizzard. I'll be damned if they also did that with other classes too. How unfair is that?
Not in town.
Rogue had it right here in Kyovashad. You just go up to Kyovashad and he takes you around, you know, the eastern side of the, you know, where Fracture Peak is. And then you're done. And then it has you go all the way down to, I believe, this area to complete the dungeon. And then you're set. But fucking Blizzard sends you all the way to like dry steps just to do a class quest.
Mostly.
That's absurd.
Please.
You'll find none.
But yeah, I'm just getting started with the barbarian. Trying to do a bleed zerker. It's not a. There's not really any much build guides out there. There's probably like a few,
Are you
but
mad?
nothing I'm like interested in. So I want to do kind of my own thing there.
Found a quiet spot, was you?
Not in town.
Yeah, I just also wish that more towns had stash chest available.
That damned plague.
I do hate having to walk to the, or teleport to the main town just to get to my stash. PoE does it better where you could just, you know, wherever you are in base, you could just hit the hideout button and your hideout has your stash. So you can, you're always able to access your stash.
I need more time. I'm not ready yet.
I think honestly, in my opinion about this game, is that it's very bare bones in terms of like quality of life,
I'm not
in
ready
terms of
yet.
crafting, in terms of progression. It's not a bad game. It's actually a pretty good game. It's that it could do better, a lot better,
I'm not ready yet.
and I don't think they need to wait for the season to start just to bring those, cool stuff in. It should have been there at the
I need
beginning.
more time.
Yeah, I
I'm not
was
ready yet.
very surprised that when the game launched, they didn't bring in the auction house, but I'm assuming it's gonna be in the season. I don't know, or maybe not at all.
I need more time.
But it's not enough for
I'm
to
not
break the
ready
game
yet.
for me, right? I think I kind of wonder if it's related to botting, them trying to combat botting accounts, because
I need more time.
surprisingly, I haven't really encountered much botters. Maybe they're hidden, or maybe I don't see enough players to be able to determine if there are botters or not.
I'm not ready yet.
But Lost Ark, Final Fantasy, it was right in your face. Elder Scrolls, wow, it was just blatant botting. So I think if they were able to eliminate botters right, as launch happened, I'm really surprised.
I need more time.
Okay. Oh, he just kicked him like that? My brother, you could have tossed water on him. Looking guy. Oh, one of the also things that I had an issue with was, I mean, X3 to get a horse, like Lost Ark, you get a horse within like 10 minutes of playing the game.
I'm not ready yet.
Not even 10 minutes. Like within like 6 minutes. Like, what is this? I'm level 55 and I don't have a fucking horse, and I have to walk around the map. They should have made it in Act 2. It would have made more sense. Or at least, just put it in Act 1. You have a stable right there. Why YT's players showing them that there is horse mounts available, but not letting them acquiring it until like, late in the campaign. That's some like wow shit right there.
Time to do that. I need more time. need more time.
There's one thing I do like
I need more time.
about this game is the sense of height, verticality. Like Lost Ark did it pretty well too. Like a sense of like moving up and down layers. PoE feels very like everything feels flat, you know. It feels like you're on the same ground as you are from from X1 to 10.
This is holy ground.
I just wish there was more layers in design.
I am up to taste.
And a sense of interaction with the world.
Every
I
part
don't
of
know
me
if they're gonna go
to
open
that
world like
storm.
this game does, or semi-open world, or pseudo-open world, but I think with their whole like TP to hub, go back to instance sort of thing might be outdated at this point. It's a concept from like I'd say Monster Hunter, which makes more sense, but PoE lacks the sense of like a living world. Like at least in here or in Lost Ark, you sort of feel like you're doing things and you see other players doing things, and then you kind of get a sense of like, hey, there's other people here too. In PoE, the only thing you got is you go back to base and people are there, but you know, once people enter like a zone, they're gone. It's just you by yourself. So it feels very dead and very solo-esque.
I'm not ready yet.
But then that's something that was a remnant of D2. Like once you get out the hub where the players are, you go to, you know, whatever map, or you go to the world and the zones. It's just you by yourself. Now for some players, obviously like hardcore players, they prefer that because they don't want to interact with other people. But I think D4 kind of shows that it's at least a sense of like interacting with other players or just seeing them presence and stuff is way more nicer to have than just to. I mean, look, if people want to play a game where just completely solo, PoE is good for that. But you don't want to design your game around that particular player, right? Especially if it's Diablo 4, which is meant to be a more social game, or at least for like a casual audience where they want to actually see other people, do things with other people, and party with people.
Seems it's dying down. Onward!
So it made sense why Diablo went this route, the Lost Ark route.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Storm's kicking up again. This way,
Yeah.
quickly.
This is probably a better rendition of a desert. PoE did had a desert map in X. Was it X6? I can't remember. Or no, it was like X10 or something like that. And everything feels very flat, very minuscule, very like, you know. Whereas this one, everything feels more broad and extensive, and
What's wrong?
the environment feels like a sense of space.
Back at the chapel. We must go back and get it.
Oh man, if you turn your back now, I'll be the first to bury a blade in it.
Ah, fine. But I won't forget this betrayal, Deckard. You know I won't. Come on then.
I'm not ready yet. I need more time.
Oh yeah, one of the weird things is not being able to pin multiple side quests or multiple quests. It's like, why not let players do that? If you know, if there's players out there who want a simplistic interface, they can disable that themselves. But don't force everyone to just, you know, have this minimalistic interface. If people want to have more data on the screen, give them the ability to.
I'm not ready yet.
More advanced stats, more, you know, more quest logs, a larger quest log. Have like a mini inventory interface on the bottom right, kind of like how you would see in like WoW or something. I know the game is not WoW, or it's not in full-on MMORPG, but
I need more time.
shit, I'm an advocate for giving players more option. I don't care if it's less immersive. People who want more immersion, they'll disable what interfaces they
I
need
more time.
to get it to be more immersive. Let them have that, but give us the option to show more data, have more interfaces.
Ah, Deckard. Do you remember the smell of the salt air of the ocean? No shade or devil could stand in our way. All across this world since then. Seen things you wouldn't believe. But
I kind of wonder if they're gonna. To me, this looks like they're gonna expand the world as the game continues to expand. Like, this is not necessarily a cutoff area, if you're looking at that way. I mean, north is clearly, like, you know, cut off by the ocean, but
if we stop walking,
imagine that. Maybe we're just in the northern section of a whole continent. I mean, that's cool to think
sounds
about.
like the winds have calmed.
Alrighty.
Stay close.
I'm just trying to get through this before the season starts. That way I don't have to run through the campaign again.
I need more time.
Yeah, if you notice that I changed my stream
I need more
settings,
time.
it's much harder to if you are watching on your phone on cellular, it might not be good, but if you're watching on Wi-Fi, you're good. But the only thing is I don't have access to multiple encodings. You don't get that until you're actually affiliated and above, so there is no option to change the resolution of the video to, you know, like 480, 720, 1080 or so. So what I decided to do was I changed the resolution downscaling to 1664 by 936,
I haven't seen.
and it's a good middle ground between 1280 by 720 and 1920 by 1080. So, you know, okay, if you're rendering it at 1080p, which a lot of streamers do,
Worse than I thought.
it might not
You
be
are
efficient.
the same as I. It's ancient
So I was watching a few tutorial videos on, you know, what settings to put for OBS, and I found a really cool one, and I updated my settings, and well, it's a little bit more taxing on the computer. Yeah, well, it is a little bit more taxing on the computer.
Bless me with your power.
It looks so much better, right?
Ask of me, it will be done.
Or it's so much more smooth. The thing is, yeah, my game is gonna have a few frame drops here and there because I'm pretty much maxing my OBS and the game. No, I'm not maxing the game. I'm putting it at the lowest possible settings, but you know, the balance is tipping more towards OBS. So yeah, everything feels. I had to play games that are low graphics, low end graphics. This mother.
Walk this world.
Elias.
I'm not ready yet.
Wait up, Elias?
Stayed in that little cabin, hoarding.
This is over. We should find the Cyber-Eye while we still have time. We can't leave it with these fanatics.
Hold on. I see something. Blood petals.
Yeah. Previously, for OBS I put it at the most minimal settings as I can, so it runs faster and takes up less resources. That way I can play the game, or run the games better. But I'm kind of doing it where I'm pushing OBS while also trying to squeeze out as much as I can from the games, while also putting the lowest possible settings.
Our existence, and we are doing something about it.
Elias, how are you still alive?
You will never understand what I have done for this world.
I need more time.
After all these years, this is the best you can do!
Why won't bastard die? We can't keep bashing our heads against him like this. He'll wear us down. We need to escape, but not without the Cyber-Eye. If we can take it, that'll rob him of some power at least.
I concur, Laura.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to do that.
Oh, it's 10:30. I'm gonna wrap this dungeon up and I will be heading out soon. I do have a work day tomorrow. I'm saving up my PTO for more like Christmas, Thanksgiving.
You receive her blessed communion. Open your heart to her. Embrace your nature.
Never. I'm not ready yet.
I thought his name was Mephisto is the angel guy.
That stench. Unnatural. Some kind of necromancy. Where did he
Wait, is that guy supposed to be tough?
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, he's like fucking. Is his Lola's dead? Like, what the? I'm not supposed to kick his ass?
Are you looking for the eye, love?
Oh.
Taking it will change nothing. It is too late to stop what Lilith has begun.
So you're a necromancer, hey?
I'm not ready yet.
Like, I can shred you like fucking.
You can do better than this, can't you?
I can do, yeah, I can do a whole lot
I'm
better.
not ready yet.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, without a doubt, PoE's, I mean not PoE's, Lost Ark has some of the best boss mechanics I've ever played. And it really makes you really strategize. And practice.
I need more time.
But they kind of they designed the game around an East Asian audience, and it didn't do well in the West. That's just all it really is. So
Here it is.
it's lost its charm. Yo, this is dragon stuff. Fuck it. Let me just grab some gold and we dip out. Yeah, I downscaled my stream to 1664 by 936. I upped the bitrate to 6000. I left it on VBR. You can put it on CBR to maintain a solid bitrate, but I prefer VBR because instead of the bitrate instead of the frame or the refresh rate of your screen changing,
Put
so,
pressure here. We need to
so your
stop the leak.
FPS, in the video player of Twitch,
No.
the frames stay the same, but the bitrate goes up and down. And for me, I think that it's better to just have the bitrate move up and down than the frame. Because if the frame, more people will notice the lag. But when it comes to bitrate, people already visually understand that there's compression. YouTube, Twitch, whatever, Facebook. People understand that high motion stuff will have artifacts and blur and whatever
Did you kill him?
visual anomalies that happen from compressing
No more gruesome
Um,
than the rest of
videos.
centuries underbelly.
So they're more forgiving on that. But when it comes to frame rate, they'll notice
I
it
can shut out and
We need answers.
changing. So it's, for me, I would prefer to keep the frame rate the same, but let the bit rate sort of move up and down.
Bring it here, will you?
And why am I still on this Wakui song? Let's try this.
It's risky, but we haven't got a choice.
3 affixes? 3 suffixes? No thanks.
When you're ready, picture Lilith in your mind and gaze into the eye. What happened?
I'm out here doing fucking fentanyl or some shit. It's like licking that gold shield. What did I think about the game? Overall, 92? 90 to 92 out of 10. I mean, out of 100. 9.2 out of 10. It's a pretty good game. Not just pretty good. Good is like, what? 6, 7 out of 10? 8 is pretty good. 9 is excellent. And then 10 out of 10 is critical acclaim. So, I think it's an excellent game. It drew the right audience in to a genre that was considered niche. For the last, when was the last time D3 came out? But not many people know what an ARPG is, or not many people know what Diablo or PoE is, or Last Epic of Vulcan. But now they do. They know what at least they know what Diablo is, or they know what an ARPG is. Sooner or later they'll find out what a PoE is. And what the fuck? Disconnect. I'll pick this up tomorrow. No rush. So I'll call it here for now since it DC'd me. But yeah, I will be heading out. Peace.